Oh, yes, yes. The Audience Adventure Radio Hour, the show here every Friday on KZSC, where you get to help us in our quest. You help us decide what to do, help us try to stay alive, maybe, as we get into our adventures. And joining me this week, wow, we got a full house. Let's get everybody up here. All right. Okay. Returning to the show, we've got Tad Leckman here on mic 2. Hello, Tad.
Hello, Bennett.
And thank you. You're going to be our game master.
I am.
This evening. I'm very excited about that. Tad, why don't tell us a little bit about you and games?
Oh, my goodness. I will be brief because we have got a lot of adventure ahead of us.
Sure.
So I've been working in game development and film and teaching for many, many years. And I spent the last year teaching here at UC Santa Cruz. And that is how I hooked up with you and this group of amazing people you put together every week. So
Thank you. Thank you for being part of the squad. And welcome to the program for the first time, Elizabeth Swensen. Hello.
Hey, Bennett.
How are you doing, Elizabeth?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm ready for adventure.
Yes. Elizabeth, you are my first dungeon master that I ever had.
Aww.
It's been kind of fun. I'm the total noob to like D&D and gaming, but it's been, you have brought me into the fold. So what about you, Elizabeth? Tell me about you and games.
Well, like many people, I've loved playing games forever until I finally learned that, hey, this could be a career. And I've been designing games and teaching game design ever since I made that important realization.
And you teach here at UC Santa Cruz? I
do, in art and design, games, and playable media.
Very cool. Sounds like a cool major.
It's an amazing major that you obviously know nothing about. No, I see Bennett every day.
That's right. Full disclosure, I am the lead administrator for said program, so I think it was only natural that eventually my love for radio and my new
crazy coincidence
would come together into a show just like this one. And also joining us for the first time, Rebecca. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to the program. How's it going?
Good, thank you.
And this is your first time on the radio. Is that exciting?
This is my first time on the American radio.
Oh, I take it back. Excuse me. Where were outside the U.S.? Where were you?
Oh, when I was a kid, I was on a German radio show.
Oh my God, so cool! What were you doing?
Speaking very bad German.
We won't ask you to do that tonight.
being very cute and winning over listeners' hearts, yes. I'm sure.
Yes, of course.
We will ask you to do that tonight.
and I know that you and Elizabeth are close, so I think you've probably played a lot of games with her.
I have known her since I was 8, and she was also my first DM.
Wow, man. So what are you guys playing right now? Or what have you played recently?
Oh, I was a druid. That was fun.
Was that for Dungeons and Dragons?
Yes, that was Dungeons and Dragons.
Nice.
Pull that mic a little closer to yourself, Tad. We don't want.
Comes.
Oh yeah,
it's right there.
All right. So, welcome, Elizabeth, Tad, Rebecca. I'm gonna have to remember the names of the new characters that we're going to meet here, because tonight, Tad, you are going to be our game master and lead us on an adventure. So please, why don't you introduce us to where we're going tonight? And I want to remind the listeners again, this is the Audience Adventure Radio Hour.
Yes.
So besides the 4 of us here, and shout out to Hannah also here, we're going to need your help, okay, to make some decisions along the way. And actually, I think we're going to need your help in solving some puzzles.
We will.
Definitely.
Yes.
So 831-459-4036 is the number to call or text. And so, Tad, excuse me, Game Master Tad.
That is fine.
What are we getting into this evening?
When are we getting into this evening? So our adventure tonight takes place in the distant future, but it is Earth, but it's not Earth that you would probably recognize. And it's not Earth that looks like the future. It's fact, it's Earth that looks like it might be the past. We are living in a time when artifacts are sought by adventurers from the past, from the deep past, the time that the people of our time call the before time.
The before time.
And mostly everyone lives in a fairly verdant land of forests and farms. The earth has kind of repopulated the world, and there's not much evidence of the world of the before time where we all live. But we're going to a place called the Yester Zone. And that is where the ruins of the past civilization are evident and ransackable. So I think this is probably a good time to introduce our characters, and then I will tell you where we are this evening and how you can help as listeners.
The Yester Zone. Just gotta check the 1, 2. Yester Zone. All right.
Yeah. So let's actually start with Elizabeth's character, Rana.
So Rana is the muscle of the group, hired by the temple that worships this pastime to help protect these seekers of old, ancient knowledge. She's burly, she's got some battle scars, but she's here to try to keep everyone else alive.
That implies some danger.
Oh, the Yester Zone has unknown, facets. Not everything from the past is safe. That's why Ron is here.
We lost so much knowledge from the past.
We did. And who seeks that knowledge, Bennett?
Well,
Might it be
it is
Benetos?
It is I, Benetos. Yes, Benetos, your local prophet, who is endowed with much, of anyone in the party, perhaps the one with the most knowledge of ancient ways, but really through a very important tool, listener, that is the cube.
So Benetos is the prophet of the cube.
Yes.
And the cube in his title is the Cube of the Elder Souls.
The Cube of the Elder Souls.
So it's about the size of a coffee mug.
Yeah.
It's an alabaster
Reasonable.
cube, smooth, nothing markings on its surface. What Benetos, the prophet of the Elder Cube, can do is he can commune with this cube. And as far as you know,
As far as I know.
this cube is full of souls,
That's right.
of people.
Now, my fellow adventurers, the only way for the souls to reach us is through entering the secret numbers on their ancient telephone devices. There will be times in this adventure when I will call upon the souls in the cube, and they may use their telephone devices and punch in the secret sacred code of 831-459-4036 using voice or text technology to help guide us. So we beseech you, elders and souls of the past, to guide us in our adventure today.
You have knowledge that our adventurers need because they don't know what the past was like. And that brings us to our last two party members. Pebble. Describe Pebble to us, if you would.
Yes, Pebble is an artist. She is very ethereally clad in drapey things. And she has an idea of the past that is very idyllic and artistic. And one thing about Pebble, she has a little friend. She has a familiar who is a bear named Banjo.
Banjo? So it's a little tiny bear, or is it a great big bear?
Oh, it's a sizable bear.
Whoa, easy, Banjo.
But I'm assuming the Banjo is your friend.
Oh, Banjo's my best friend.
And again, probably not a bad person to take with you.
Oh, we love Banjo.
Traveling into the Yester Zone.
The Yester Zone. Oh, friends, I can see even now the elders are seeking to speak to us through the cube, the great alabaster cube. But we must wait until we have at least something to ask them.
Soon.
We'll need your help.
Enough. Because as we start our adventure, the party finds themselves at the entrance to what has been dubbed by the locals as the Temple of Milton Hasbro.
The Temple of Milton Hasbro.
Not much is known about this temple except for it was probably the burial place of a very powerful wizard from the before times who marshaled incredible resources and hid everything that is known about him inside this bunker in the side of a mountain. You've traveled beyond the green lands, the safe lands of home, well into the Yester Zone, surviving many dangers to finally arrive here at what looks at first glance to be a cave. But you can see that just inside, it appears to be man-made and has all the traits of the architecture of the people from the before times.
Ooh.
What do you want to do?
What do you think, Banjo? Okay.
Do you always talk to the bear?
Sometimes I'll talk to humans.
Banjo, this is not like any other cave that you may have seen before. This bears the distinctive markings of the people of the yesteryear.
So, do we knock?
Yes, give it a knock.
All right, Rana wants to go up and knock on the door.
So yes, as you enter the cave, you notice that yes, not too far into the cave, there is a man-made structure, and it is a gigantic door. And as you knock, a huge resounding thud, it sounds like it must be maybe 2-inch thick steel. Or, yes.
Really
thick door.
Two things happen as you knock on the door. One, a voice comes from the ceiling of the cave, and the cube of the Elder Souls comes alive.
The cube must guide us deeper into this strange bunker.
The voice above you commands, step forward, place your hand on the square, and a light illuminates a small square panel on the side of the door.
Rana's going to look to the prophet for this one. Holy people touching things. I don't know. Seems like your bag.
They're welcoming us.
They are welcoming us. Benetos will swipe my glorious robes aside and stride forward and place my palm upon this square.
As you do so, a panel opens up, and on it you see a circle. And on that circle, inset into it, almost like pie shapes in a pizza.
Look closely, friends. Imagine a circle. A circle divided into 6 pieces. Perhaps you know of the great pizzas that we eat at the festival every year. Imagine 6 slices of pizza. Yes, you may be simple, but surely even you can understand this.
No, I'm just hungry.
And I'm already sketching away Pebble.
As you would.
Pebble's drawing.
There are 2 kind of crystal gems in the top 2 slices of what we'll call the pizza, and they're illuminated. And the voice above you says, choose.
Perhaps we need guidance from the elders. Certainly to choose. Tell me, what colors are lit?
There's a blue one and a pink one.
Now, my friends, focus with me as we ask the elders to pick up their telephones and call or text 831-459-4036. Which crystal shall it be? Is it the
Blue
or the
pink?
blue or pink? Call or text. Use your ancient powers.
And I can see Benetos, the prophet of the cube, is going into a trance. He's going into a state, communing with the cube, waiting for the spirits long dead to commune with him and give him guidance as to which of the gems he should choose.
If only we're just getting warmed up with this cube. I think, remember the secret code, the phone number, 831-459-4036. You could send us text. You could text us. We need to know which crystal.
Perhaps the party could choose a gem and wait for the cube to help for the next stage.
Certainly.
Great prophet. Which do you think?
Yes, let's waste no time. Let's get into this.
Blue or pink?
Pink.
Pink. You push on the pink gem, and it insets slightly, and the color goes out of it. And you hear the same voice coming from above, saying words that don't make much sense to you at all. But maybe they will to the Elder Souls. The voice says, "What TV show brought in the Detroit Tigers hurler Jeff Weaver for a day to break up fights?" And as you say, the voice repeats. "What TV show brought in Detroit Tigers hurler Jeff Weaver for a day to break up fights?"
I like to break up fights.
No, they're speaking of an ancient form of communication. TV show.
And at the
Temple. It must stand for temple.
At the mention of the word tiger, Banjo says,
Yes, Banjo.
Let us turn to the cube of the elders. Perhaps their ancient wisdom can help guide us here.
let's hope so.
Now, listen to me, Bunker. What is your request?
What TV show brought in Detroit Tigers hurler Jeff Weaver for a day to break up fights?
Okay, elders, we need you. Commune with the spirits and dial 831-459-4036 or send text messages.
I think you need to shake your cube, Prophet.
Shake the cube.
I promise I've been praying extra hard at night and everything.
We trust you. Banjo might know.
Oh,
Perhaps anyone that's watching our metaphysical live stream on Instagram could also chime in with an answer as well. What TV show?
so you're seeing no response from the cube. This happens sometimes. The souls are restless. Sometimes the souls don't come when you ask them. Banjo, being frustrated, walks over to the steel door, places his claws between the joints of the doors, and begins pulling. And then he looks over at Rana in a way that she understands
Okay.
and starts pulling the doors open. And as he gets his claws open, you've got enough purchase that you could probably get something, your hands, or wedge it a weapon, or pull it out there with him. And as you do, you hear a tremendous creak and a wail. And oddly, the voice says, "You're correct.
Oh,
It was Jerry Springer." And the door continues to slide open, forced open by the power of this giant bear and the tremendous power of Rana pulling together. And you get the door just open enough that you could probably slide through while Banjo's holding it open.
Pebble approaches quickly and, as hard as she can, slips through the door.
Into darkness.
Benetos follows quickly behind.
Muscle first.
Good, that's a good call. Muscle first.
Well, no, it's too late. Rana just sighs and
She does.
she'll follow after these two eager folks.
Benetos, are you going to follow
Stride
Rana
through
in?
quickly.
Okay.
Join my fellow adventurers.
All right. So Banjo slides his body into the crevice, holding it with his shoulders just so you can get through, Rana.
Can I help hold open the opening to try to
You
get
can.
Banjo through?
Yeah. So I
Okay.
think just working in concert together, muscle working with muscle, you manage to both slide through. But the moment that you do, the door slams shut. You're in total pitch darkness, aside from a small glow coming from the cube of the Elder Souls. Now, I'm assuming you brought some sort of form of illumination with you.
Yeah, a torch whose
Sure.
tallow is probably the fat of 1,000 giant rodents.
Yes, as is tradition, as you would find in any local merchant. Yes, you have such a torch, and the cube gives you enough light to easily illuminate it.
Excellent. Let's light that torch.
And when it does light up the chamber, you see someplace that is unlike anything you've ever seen before, because you've seen hints of the old world. You've been in destroyed buildings. You can see the shadows of what might have been. This is a perfectly preserved, rectangular, regular, clean room. There are very few features on the walls, and you can see at the other end of the room, probably 30 feet away, is another smaller, regular-sized human door with another pad next to it and another one of those pie shapes. So that's all you can tell from here. And it's dead silent inside.
I must draw this all right now.
And Banjo hands you your stylus because he knows.
I have some questions about this bear and thumbs now.
Jerry Springer.
Got those.
Jerry Springer.
Jerry Springer.
A prophet of the past?
Yes, a prophet of the past.
A warrior of the past, clearly.
Yes, a prophet and a warrior. I believe I've read of him in some of the ancient books in my study. The echoes of Jerry. Jerry was the ancient war chant. Jerry, Jerry.
But I think the silence of the elders and the very strong way we entered this chamber of the past is telling us that the elders believe the answer is always violence, of course.
You may be right. You may be right.
Let's test this theory.
Without hearing from them, we must assume.
Oh.
Now, this strange place we found ourselves, clearly this temple, the lord of this temple, Milton Hasbro, had a great knowledge of many items from the past. I fear that we won't get far unless the elders pick up their ancient cellular phones and they send us text messages at 831-459-4036, or they may call us, for I will call upon them many more times if we're to get through this.
And the cube's silence is a ill omen. It has never been silent this long before. One of the things that you know will sometimes draw the elder souls to the surface of the cube. Something that you know in times of great jeopardy, occasionally, that will shake them into action as you're standing in this room. The small door opposite opens without any provocation.
Oh my.
And a series of lights illuminates on the other side of the door.
The elders, they're here.
And you hear a banging sound coming from just the other side of the wall to your left, and a banging sound coming from the wall to your right. And you can hear sort of creaking mechanical noises coming from either side of you. And slowly, the walls don't start moving in towards you, but they start cantilevering down at a pivot point on the floor, as if they're going to come down and possibly crush you if you don't get out of their way. The only way is forward or flat.
Hit the pizza.
Hit the cube.
Pizza.
Hit the pizza with the cube.
Benetos.
The door is open.
Benetos rushes over towards the door, thrusting the cube of the elder souls towards the pizza crystal to see what colors are illuminated, or perhaps just to move right through the door.
So you'll notice that this piece of wood, Jessica, this pizza symbol doesn't have any crystals on it at all. And the door is open.
Well, let us go.
Agreed.
So as you go through this door, as soon as the last person comes to the door, which I'm assuming is probably...
It can be Pebble, who was trying to sketch the room
I would
still.
think so, especially having been rebuked for not letting the muscle go first last time. Muscle goes first this time. And the room that you come into is actually much smaller, but this is not as sterile as the other room. This room actually is rather inviting. There's furniture. And it's kind of more finished versions of the kind of furniture you'd be used to from the village that you live in. There's what would be a bench with a back on it. There's some chairs. There's a small table, a low table, probably the lowest table you've ever seen. It's only about a foot off the ground. And there are books, maybe, sitting on the table. There's a device that doesn't look like anything you've ever seen before. It's a translucent, maybe glass bottle of some sort on top of a pedestal. And there's a small device on the side that has some sort of small cone-shaped object at the bottom.
Let me see this pedestal and get a closer look.
Yes.
This looks like ancient yet futuristic technology.
As you look at it, it appears to be glass, but at closer look, it may be something that you know as Plastech, a material that seems sometimes like glass, sometimes like concrete, sometimes like metal, but is different somehow.
Look, my friends, rare, very rare sighting indeed. Plastech.
Plastech.
Yes, Plastech.
Rana leans over and is trying to see how small the ancients must be to use a table so low.
Oh, yes. It's very low. But you notice, too, you can think about it as you look at maybe if you were sitting on that bench, that it might be a good height to, I don't know, rest your feet on, maybe. It is a weird low table.
Huh.
And Benetos, as you're looking at this Plastech vessel of some sort, you notice
Plastech bottle, perhaps.
Yes, it does look like a bottle. It looks like it's going down into an opening in the top of the pedestal. And you can see it goes down into darkness.
Oh.
As you look closely in the front of it, you can see two buttons on what look to be similar to the taps you would put on a keg of ale. One has a red button and one has a blue button.
Yes, I've read of these. Now, friends, this may be the greatest piece of ancient technology we've witnessed yet. For in this Plastech bottle, this large plastic bottle, the ancients would hold water and would use it much like we would use ale with these taps. Is there any water in this Plastech bottle?
So you can't see any water in it.
Give me a glass. Who has a vessel?
Banjo has one in his little belt.
Pass me that adorable coffee mug, Banjo. Thank you. Now, witness the great power of the ancients. And Benetos kind of wavers between the two taps and then plunges down on the one on the left, holding the mug.
And there's the saddest kind of hissing sound, like the release of gas, and nothing comes out. Actually, there's a tiny puff of dust at the end. Now, you still got this section off to the right-hand side that's like a cylinder that runs half the length of the pedestal with some sort of cone shape at the bottom. And the cone shape is definitely a different material. It's a different color as well.
Rana wants to poke the cone shape.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And as you do it, it moves a little bit. And it looks like it could be dislodged.
Rana dislodges it. Yeah. Gives it a good grab.
So you have a cone that it's a much finer grade of what your people know as paper. You've made paper out of papyrus and other recycled materials, but it's the cleanest, nicest, sharpest piece of, and another cone pops right in to replace it.
Ah, magic.
Amazing.
So you're holding this cone, and there's
give
another
me
one
one.
right behind it.
All right, she'll pass one to Pebble, and she'll rest one upside down on top of Banjo's head.
The bears were smaller then.
So clearly this is a bear cap dispenser.
with a empty Plastech bottle
Yes.
attached. Quite interesting.
I think we should take as many bear caps as we can carry. They will be very valuable on the outside.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
Yes.
That's a great idea.
So you pull them out, and after longer than you expect, you wind up with about 24 of these cones, less the one that's on Banjo's head. Banjo's also he's actually trying not to move right now because he's afraid he'll dislodge the cone off his head. So you may want to let him know that he doesn't have to be careful about that.
Here, Banjo, let me take that off your head.
Much relief from Banjo as you remove the cone from his head.
Now, are there any crystals in this room? Any signs of the pizza symbol?
So there is a door with the pizza symbol.
And what color are the crystals in this pizza symbol?
So this pizza symbol has a full complement of crystals.
Oh.
Blue, green, yellow, pink, orange, and brown. It's probably the only brown crystal you've ever seen. So there is an exit with the symbol on the other side of the room. And as you look around, there are books on the table still that you haven't looked at. But that's kind of it. This is clearly a place for resting and perhaps refreshment. And then whatever rituals would be done with the Plastec bottle and the cone-shaped objects.
Pebble, look upon these colors.
Yes.
Which one is speaking to your artistic mind?
Yes, well, I have murky browns have always been a favorite of mine because life in itself is so vague, and the past definitely is. So I'd say either that one, or perhaps we can use this brilliant green. It reminds me of the riverbanks.
I'm gonna give one more try. Let me pray to this cube of the elders to see if our listeners, the elders that are listening out there, they can use their ancient cell phone technology to call or text 831-459-4036. Is it the brown crystal? Or perhaps this emerald green crystal? If only we could have some guidance from our elders. 831-459-4036. Use your ancient cellular telephone devices and please contact us. Help us on this adventure.
Maybe they want to call Jerry.
Jerry.
They may know
Benetos is
of
going to
Jerry
just like
Springer.
go with that. Jerry. Who knows what further mysteries Milton Hasbro may have planted for us? We will need your assistance.
Shake it harder.
Give it to Banjo. He can shake it hardest.
That's
You don't want it to damage the cube. Giving it to a bear, that is a desperate measure.
It's true. You just rest it in his mouth and he shakes his head. It'll be great.
Pebble, reach out. Let your mind guide you.
Yes. There's a stirring in the depths of the green. It won't be long now.
Green it is. Reach out, Pebble. Touch the green crystal.
So Pebble takes one of her many rings and holds it off to the green crystal, and with her green ring touches the green crystal. And wait.
It lights up. And the voice comes again from the ceiling and says, which ultraviolet rays are absorbed by the ozone layer? UVA, UVB, or UVC?
UV.
So you hear pause again. And the voice says, which ultraviolet rays are absorbed by the ozone layer? UVA, UVB, or UVC?
It's a lot of letters.
I must say, this is like a warm-up question for the elders.
It is. It's a 1 in 3 chance.
This one.
If the voice is waiting for a
I
answer.
must say, in prophet school, we had some really basic ones like this. This should really, if there's any elders out there listening, this is your time. Benetos really is just looking to the cube. To our listeners out there, our ancient listeners, remember, you may be hearing us in the county of Santa Cruz. You may be hearing us in the county of Monterey or San Benito, or perhaps even on the ancient internet. We need you, elders, to call or text us with your cellular telephones, 831-459-4036. 831-459-4036. Without your help, surely we will perish in solving this riddle.
You are trapped in this room now, by the way.
Oh,
the door
no.
closed behind you. You've got no water. You've got some books to read. You've got a place to lie down.
We can eat Banjo first.
You can.
No. Take me
What?
first.
I don't know. How would you cook Banjo?
No.
In this sealed room of the past.
Cook.
Raw bear meat.
Absolutely.
Rana,
Okay.
you want to try to pry the door open?
Well, I mean, let's shake the cube a little bit first, and then Rana will give the door a go.
Okay.
Listen, elders. Please hear our cry, says Benetos.
Yes.
Use the sacred ancient telephone number 831-459-4036. I saw some flashes earlier.
Come back.
Come back.
What have we done? Have we sinned?
I hope we have not angered the elders.
souls-
Benetos is a little... But they must. They must hear us.
Also, at this point, the rest of the party is wondering why they brought Benetos, who claims to have this connection with the elders, that he can get them to commune with him by pressing the numbers on their communication devices.
Did you bring your prophet school credentials on our journey?
Could he be a charlatan? It only takes
Certainly
one elder
not.
calling to answer this multiple choice riddle.
Yes.
And save his reputation.
A
Benetos,
1 in
like,
3 chance.
Unbuttons his shirt a little bit, like wipes his brow.
Well, this one, it's got only 3. I mean,
You
I
could-
don't know what it's saying, but we could make a guess.
You could.
Certainly.
Okay.
Wait! The elders, I see a text. I see some text glowing on the side of the elder cube.
Indeed, the cube has the ability to
An
project
elder,
text.
they heard our cry. I can't see their name, but they say, UV Yo Mama.
Yo, mama.
UV Yo Mama.
That's a letter I
It's
don't
not
know.
one of the choices.
That
But
must
can you
be-
interpret that answer
Uh-huh.
into one of the 3 answers it was asking for?
Why?
Mother.
Mother.
Yo, mother.
The goddess.
The goddess.
The goddess Yo Mama.
The goddess Yo Mama. Now,
So how would that map
in the
to
UVA. In the pantheon of all the gods,
UVB.
Runa, certainly you remember where the goddess
UVC.
Yo Mama was to stand.
You're the prophet here. I think that maybe, A, B, C. I've got A's in my name, so that would be my vote. But I don't know if this is democracy of
But of
adventure.
course, aha! Do you not remember the prayer, Pebble, to the goddess Yo Mama?
Yes, I do.
Of course
I
you do.
It was river reeds.
River reads,
River
runs,
frog.
leaps,
A.
This is a very
Acorn.
strange pair.
acorn.
Prayer.
That's a strange pair.
It's a
Delivering
Of
a
course,
strange
it's
prayer.
A. It must be A.
For acorn.
A is for acorn.
That's what I said.
So, how are you going to... You've now decided what the answer is.
Oh.
You need to... Are you going to speak it aloud in the
Well,
form...
Do you,
You could probably... So that you've noticed that the light went out on the crystals. The pizza pie is now kind of where it was
Yeah.
before. Do you want to press that green crystal again?
yeah,
Maybe it'll
I'm going to
repeat?
touch my ring to the green crystal.
Yes.
I'm going to say 3 times UVA, UVA, UVA.
And there's a very sad noise that comes from the machinery.
Uh-oh.
And nothing happens.
I'm also a charlatan and I didn't know it.
So you guessed, you had a 1 in 3 chance, but that did not work.
The elders have let us down.
The
One of-
elders led you astray.
Benetos glances over his shoulder to see if the walls are starting to collapse.
Not in this room. You're okay in this room for the moment. So
Well-
I don't know, you've got...
What about that weird brown crystal? I mean, I've
Yes.
never seen a brown crystal before.
Well,
But we could perhaps guess again.
Rana, I feel like you could help. Somehow I trust you. You look so big and strong.
I follow that line of logic perfectly. I say we just guess in order. We don't know the secrets of the ancients, so let's go with UVB. I mean, nothing bad happened. It
B
got a
for
little
Benetos.
B
for Benetos.
Of course. How could it be anything else?
So as you say UVB out loud, again you hear and nothing happens.
This is a test of the elders. They want to make sure we can do something at least on our own.
And Rana just yells, UVC, UVC, UVC.
And you hear a different noise, and the door bursts open.
The elders are merciful.
Yeah, thanks, elders. Come on. You guys are really coming through, really making me look good here.
So the doors open up, a light illuminates the following room, the next room, and it's not super industrial as the first room was. It's not kind of as polished and welcoming as the second room. It's a hallway. It's a clean hallway. It's a nice hallway, but it's a hallway with doors on either side. There are 2 doors on the right and 2 doors on the left, and they just appear to be similar to doors that you know of. Instead of, the pull handle that you would normally put on like a wooden or a reed door, there's a knob that you know from your studies.
Yes, of course.
Might activate a mechanism that could open a door of the ancients.
Runa, kick one of these doors in. These pizzas, the elders, we might as well give it an old college try first.
Your weird ancient idioms do not sink into Rana's brain as she picks a door at random, the first door on the left, to kick as hard as she can because she does not know the secrets of these knobs.
Oh, it's true.
She's just going to go foot first.
Okay. So as you rear back and kick the door, it blows inward quite easily. And the handles pop off and clatter to the floor on the other side of the door. And a weak light comes on. It seems as if maybe there were more lights in here, but they're not all quite getting the message that it's time to turn on. But you can see enough that there is another one of those cushioned benches with a back on it. A tall table that seems like a normal height table that you would see.
Oh, good.
And several glass or Plastec fronted cabinets, maybe, full of tiny objects. That's all that you can see from where you are in the dim light.
Are there any drawing utensils?
So
It's too dark.
You've got your drawing utensils that you carry with you.
Yes.
But as you scan the room looking for something to draw with, you do notice like a rack with some cup shapes in it, and there are metal utensils maybe for eating. They look similar to a carved wooden or wooden fork or spoon, but they're really fine, really detailed, and quite sharp.
By the way, the Elder Cube just lit up a little bit with it says UVB. Say, oh, okay. Thanks, elders.
Oh,
we really need...
the elders.
Come on, elders. A little slow, a little tired in your ancient spirits. Yes.
Yes.
Send you some more prayers.
Are you praying right now? Was that?
I'll try to send some prayers into this thing to get it tuned up. Attuned.
I'll take a little offering I brought and put it out by the door for the elders.
For the elders.
Rana's going to go for these sharp metal utensils. They look like excellent throwing weapons to her.
Certainly the ones that look similar to forks, they've got more tines on them than they're used to, but they're super sharp. They're like arrow tip sharp.
Fantastic.
So you slowly gather them all up, surreptitiously putting them inside your clothes so no one could see?
But no, I'm doing it in plain view, just loading up whatever pockets and sort of armor straps I have.
Yeah.
And it has this added effect of reflecting the light in a pleasing way.
It does indeed.
You look beautiful, Rana.
And sharp.
And sharp. So there's spoons as well. There's knives that are kind of a joke. They're like blunted at the end. You can't quite figure out what purpose there would be for a knife that was blunt at the end.
Yeah, she doesn't take those. It's the tined metal instruments that really speak to her.
So those you have, and those you can use in the future. And then those utensils are next to these two big cabinets.
Are there
full
any
of
more
small objects.
pizza symbols around?
So you saw a pizza symbol outside at the end of the hallway.
Ah.
So these doors inside are normal doors, but there's another pizza symbol down towards the end.
Let's go look at the pizza symbol.
I think with what, yes, who knows how much time we have left? Perhaps not that much.
Perhaps not that much.
We'd love to hear from the elders to really guide us one more time.
All right. So let's go to the pizza symbol and choose a color.
So as you step back out into the hallway, you notice now that the lighting has changed and the lighting is red. And you notice that the pizza shape now has a red light illuminating around it.
Oh dear.
I have a red ring. Should I touch it to the red light, guys?
Benetos will back behind Runa a little bit here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like a great idea, Pebble. Hold up that
let me look
red
at
ring.
this
Yeah,
thing
you go
first.
first.
So Rana marches up. So there's a red light around the pizza, but are the colored crystals still present?
Colored crystals are still the same as the ones you've seen before, but there's a light strip around it in a square around the circle that's red and looks, angry.
Yeah, there's some gravitas to this thing. So, what does red mean, like, in your books?
Well, of course, flowing like rivers of blood
Oh.
from the ancient
Oh.
apocalypse that ended the Yester times.
Huh.
Well, we
blood
better make
from
the right
ancient-
choice then.
Beasts just flowing out of their necks onto the ground. It was horrible.
Wow.
They really got into it with all the illustrations in the books. I mean, thousands of years of darkness. So that and roses.
Oh,
Yeah.
roses are indeed red.
Yes.
So, could you shake your cube and ask the ancients whether this blue, pink, orange, yellow, green, or brown crystal are the ones we should go for this time?
All the colors are present.
They are all present.
Oh, listen, dear elders, we need your help. We need your help. Looking at the cube of the elders, we need your help now more than ever.
Perhaps we should have called it the cube of the listeners.
The
Just to
cube
clarify.
of the listeners out there. We need you to use your cell phones from the ancient past and call 831-459-4036. We've heard some text messages as well from our listeners at 831-459-4036. We need your guidance to help us through this last ancient piece of trivia.
Yes. No, what trivia? Yes.
Ancient knowledge.
Knowledge. The ancient riddles.
Lore. This is why I didn't go to prophet school.
That and the expense. It's very expensive.
And
to
a
go
lot
to
of
prep.
profit debt. Yes.
Tuition on.
So you've got this red illuminated hallway. You've got the door in front of you with the blood red or rose red ring around it. You've got the other three doors and the door that you destroyed.
Mm-hmm. It was asking for it, I think.
So you can attempt to move forward with the riddle of the ancients without the assistance of the spirits inhabiting the cube.
Perhaps if we...
Perhaps it's some sort of bank holiday inside the cube that we weren't aware of, or
An ancient long weekend.
could be.
Well, perhaps if we choose a color, the spirits will be guided to help us in whatever nefarious, terrible riddle this Saint Milton Hasbro has prepared for us next.
And Benetos, as a prophet of the cube,
Yes,
you have some knowledge of the before times.
this is true. I'm trying to reflect back to what some of the symbolism of the ancient colors of these.
Well,
of
you
these
got red
six
pretty
colors.
descriptively.
But I remember there's a meaning to each of the colors. Yes,
so
if I think back.
Green was asking about something about the UVs.
Yes, yes. The
who knows
earth and the world.
And then what other color did you also pressed?
The pink.
The pink.
About the TV.
Something about the Jerry
yes,
Springer.
the ancient communication devices.
So you might be able to decode green and pink. Beyond that, it's fuzzy. Brown is sometimes the color of parchment paper.
Yes, this is true.
Blue, yeah, orange might
yes.
sometimes be some
The
sort
written
of
word.
associated with some sort of sporting events.
Yellow is like the sun.
Yellow could be like the sun
It's true.
or far off lands.
I trust you, Prophet,
Yes,
Rana
Prophet.
says as she goes to raid one of the other side rooms.
Let us follow the sun into ancient lands, and certainly this may be our last moment together, friends. Oh, great Bradley, Milton, Saint, whatever. I'll touch the yellow crystal. Tell us your most nefarious riddle, and we will solve it. 831-459-4036. Elder listeners, you can still help us out.
Oh, please, elders, help us.
Please help them. Are you going to press the yellow crystal?
Yes, of course.
Okay. As you press the yellow crystal, it illuminates. Oh, man. And a voice says, "What Supreme Court Chief Justice designed his own gold-striped robe?" And large parts of that just sound like gibberish to your ears. What Supreme Court Chief Justice designed his own gold-striped robe?
Rana, are you even here?
And Rana
get
is
up?
like rooting through ancient artifacts in one of the side rooms right now, I think.
Yeah.
Gold
The
is
supreme ancient leaders.
supreme.
I've forgotten all their names. I don't know if we'll ever get out.
You may never get out.
We may never get out.
Banjo, it's been a good run.
If only the elders would help us. If only they would hear our cry.
They may have forgotten you.
Why have you forgotten us, elders? Why?
They are deaf to your pleas.
Deaf.
Gold striped.
It's okay. I think we can use these sharp implements to pry open the past doors. I think there's a chance we can get out.
Yeah.
You could get out.
Well, GM, you might have to paint us the scene of how we pass away our days trapped here in the...
Well, if this is indeed our last time with this group of adventurers,
Perhaps we'll see them again next week.
but we might see them next week.
We might.
And if we did, there's still a chance.
There's still a
with
chance.
more notice, more ancients would be prepared to help them with their quest.
Well, if we're trapped, we'll have plenty of time to like pray and get really devout and warm
Yeah.
up the Elder Cube, you know.
Sing a few hymns.
Yes.
I
Yes.
could
But if
certainly
you
have been nicer to my parents and everyone.
if you don't manage to persuade the elders by being nice to them like you would be to parents and older people, it's certain doom for this party.
It's certain doom.
And my money's on Banjo as the last survivor of this party, boxed up as they are in this ancient temple
Yes. Well,
of Milton Hasbro.
well, listeners, you're just going to have to come back next week, next Friday from 7 to 8 p.m. right here on KZSC for next week's edition of the Audience Adventure Hour to find out if the crew will make it out or if they just died in there. And, you know,
the next adventurers will find them.
that's right. Find their bodies. 831-459-4036. That's the number to write down and give us a call next week. But for now, I do want to say thank you so much, Tad, Elizabeth, Rebecca, for joining me this week. And we'll probably see some of y'all back next week
Probably.
for the next edition of the Audience Adventure Radio Hour right here on KZSC Santa Cruz. Stay tuned. We got Horn on the Cob coming up right after this, so you don't want to miss that. Lots of great music of all stripes, but mostly horny music because there's there's horns up and down from tuba to trombone or whatever you like. Coming up right here at the top of the hour at 8 o'clock on KZSC. My name is Bennett Williamson. I'm the host of the show. Thanks again to all the listeners out there. And we will see you back here next week, 7 p.m. Friday, streaming.kzsc.org or online at kzsc.org. Thanks, everybody, and have a great weekend.